Imagine your phone rings at night. The number looks familiar.
And when you answer, you hear a voice you would recognize anywhere.
Mom, please, I need help.
For a split second, your body reacts before your mind can think. Your chest tightens, your stomach drops, and all your attention collapses into one word: emergency. That's the point.
Because scammers have found a shortcut into the human nervous system. They don't need to hack your bank.
They just need to hack your love.
A new wave of family emergency scams uses AI voice cloning to imitate your child, your partner, or your parent.
Sometimes, just a few seconds of audio from social media is enough to build a convincing copy. And once they have a voice that sounds real, they can make almost any story feel real too.
This isn't science fiction. It's already happening.
And it works because it's built on something ancient: the instinct to protect the people you love. So today, in Arcane Knowledge, we're going to explain how the voice cloning emergency scam works, why it feels so convincing, and how to protect your family with a simple protocol that beats the trick every time. First, what is voice cloning? In simple terms,
It's an AI system that learns the patterns of a person's speech, tone, rhythm,
accent, and generates new audio that sounds like them. Not a recording. A synthetic voice that can say new sentences.
Scammers don't need a perfect clone. They only need a clone that is good enough to trigger you. Especially in a moment of stress, with bad phone audio, crying, background noise, or a rushed story. And there's a second illusion stacked on top of the voice: caller ID. Phone numbers can be spoofed. A scammer can make the screen show a name you trust, even when the call is coming from somewhere else. So the voice can sound right, and the number can look right, and both can still be wrong.
now, the story usually follows a familiar script. A loved one is in trouble. They can't talk long. They need money right now. They beg you not to tell anyone. And they insist you act immediately. Wire transfer, gift cards, or cash pickup. Sometimes it's, "I crashed the car." Sometimes it's, "I got arrested." Sometimes it's, "I'm in the hospital." Sometimes it's, "I got robbed and I'm stranded." And sometimes they add a second voice, someone pretending to be a police officer, a lawyer, or a doctor to make it feel official. Then they do something subtle. They isolate you. "Don't call Dad. Don't tell anyone. Please, I'm scared." Because if you verify, they lose. So they try to keep you inside the emotional tunnel where panic lives. Real people have lost thousands this way. In one widely reported case, a mother was pressured into sending tens of thousands of dollars after hearing what sounded like her daughter in distress. Only later did the Latina mother learn her daughter was safe, and her voice had been cloned. The cruelest part is that the scam doesn't rely on technology first. It relies on psychology. When fear hits, your brain shifts modes. The threat system takes over. You stop weighing probabilities. You start trying to stop pain. Your attention narrows. Your sense of time shrinks. And urgency starts to feel like truth. That's why the scam is always urgent. Urgency makes you skip verification. It makes you reach for the fastest solution. And the fastest solution in a family emergency often feels like, pay now, think later. But why does the voice feel so convincing? because your brain has a special shortcut for familiar voices.
You don't analyze of them the way you analyze strangers. You recognize them. And recognition triggers trust before reasoning has a chance to catch up. Voice cloning exploits that order of operations.
And this is why the scam is spreading. For decades, we treated voice as proof. If you heard someone's voice, you assumed it was them. Even if the phone number was spoofed, the voice felt like truth. Now that link is breaking.
And once trust in voice breaks, a lot of everyday life becomes shakier. Not just money, trust, safety, even relationships.
Because voice isn't only a tool for information, it's a tool for comfort. So what can you do? The good news is that the defense is not complicated. It's not a special app. It's not an expensive service. It's a habit, a small protocol you can practice once and use forever. Step 1. Slow the moment down. If you receive an urgent call asking for money, pause, breathe once.
Put one hand on something solid.
And assume, for 1 minute, that it could be fake, even if the voice sounds real. This is not cynicism, it's calibration. Step 2. Verify through a different channel. Hang up. Call the person back using a number you already have saved. Or contact another family member. Or message them on a platform scammers can't control in that moment. If it's a real emergency, verification won't harm them. It helps them. And if someone is pressuring you not to verify, that pressure is information. Step 3. Use a family code word. A secret word or short phrase that only your family knows. Not written down, not posted, not something easy to guess. Think of it as two-factor authentication for love. Law enforcement and consumer protection agencies have recommended this exact strategy. Set a secret word with your family to confirm identity during an urgent request. Because AI can imitate a voice, but it cannot guess the private key inside your relationship. When you get the call, you ask for the code word. If they don't know it, you stop. And here's the subtle rule that makes it work. You never say the code word first. You make them say it. Because in a panic, people sometimes volunteer the word, accidentally handing the scammer the passcode. Step 4. Ask one question that a stranger cannot answer. Something simple. What did we eat last Sunday? Where did we hide the spare key? What was the name of our first dog? A cloned voice can speak, but it doesn't automatically know the private story behind your life. Step 5. Treat money requests as a red flag. In real emergencies, there are usually official channels: hospitals, police, insurance companies. A random urgent demand to wire money to a third party is a classic sign of fraud. And if someone claims bail needs to be paid right now, slow down anyway. Real legal processes do not require a stranger on the phone to rush your money in secret. Now, what if you can't reach your loved one? What if they don't pick up? That silence is exactly what the scam is designed to create. So you widen the verification net. Call another relative. Call a friend who might be with them. Check location sharing if you use it. And if the story involves an institution, hospital, police, school, you call the institution directly using a public number, not the number the caller gives you. The rule is simple. You do not stay inside the scammer's channel.
And if you already sent money, act fast. Contact your bank or payment provider immediately. Report the incident.
And file a report with the relevant authorities and consumer fraud portals, even if you feel embarrassed. Especially if you feel embarrassed. Because shame is one of the scam's aftershocks. It keeps people silent.
And silence is how scams scale. Now you might wonder where scammers get the audio.
Sometimes it's a video clip on Instagram. Sometimes it's a voicemail greeting. Sometimes it's a podcast.
Sometimes it's a single short clip from a public post. The point is not to panic about every sound you've ever made.
The point is to understand that public voice is now usable material.
So yes, you can reduce risk by limiting public audio of kids and tightening privacy settings.
But you don't need to disappear. The real solution is not silence. It's resilience.
Because the internet is full of fragments of us. And in the AI era, fragments can be recombined into convincing illusions.
So the safest move is to assume that voice alone is no longer proof. You build your proof with process.
Bits, with cross-checks, with a code word, with a second channel. And there's something deeper here.
This scam works because it exploits love. And love is not rational. It's a commitment. It's the part of you that moves before you decide. Scammers are borrowing that commitment for 30 seconds, turning it into panic, and converting panic into money. So the most powerful response is not paranoia.
It's a calm, rehearsed protocol that protects your love from being weaponized. Tonight, if you remember one thing, remember this.
In an emergency request, the first step is not to pay. The first step is to verify.
Because a voice can be cloned. A number can be spoofed. But a relationship has keys. If this episode helped you feel a little more prepared, tap like.
And if you want more calm explanations of the strange world we're entering, subscribe to Arcane Knowledge. Until next time.